All aboard. So off camera, I did have to add a dump and disconnect the old dump because one filled up. And now it's time to get back in on the town of Sandy, and it's still a town, not a city at this point, and rebuild it to the level I need it at. Unfortunately, certain things did not match up, and that is top of the list right here that we're dealing with. And that our roads are not going to be the same as what they should have been. So we're going to bring down our avenue a bit steeply, and then we're going to do a Y. And I'm kind of looking for avenue pieces. Yes, I do have the network highway mod, widening mod. That's not the piece I'm after. Now we're just going to do a standard T here. And then pull it out into what we need it to be. There we go. Gonna have to do a little bit of work here to make this work. And it's going to cost me some of the things that I have in the town already. But cleaning this up won't be that bad. Mainly because we're taking out sections of road that we don't really need. I'm trying to see if there's a spot here that we can connect in on, and there's not really. So we're going to come back to here to build this little road. It's going to connect up here now, instead of where it does in our world to this point. And then we're going to add in a residential area in here with a few other little amenities up on the hilltop. We're going to have a little park here. All right. It's time to do some more of that growth that I was just talking about. And we're going outside of the zones that we kind of felt comfortable in. To come over to here and first expand that agricultural area so that we've got jobs in the territory. Because without jobs, we really can't say that we're doing much. And we're also going to do a chunk of work towards our specialties item here. Which is our conversion of things into canals. So as I said, I've got 3 canals coming off on the side. So I need to do some separations. And one of those separations is going to be an immediate canal gate here. So I got to go down and find my canals. There they are. I'm looking for the straight end. This is going to be our close-in canal. That's going to start its little journey right in here. To let us have a better setup to take a peek at. The other reason I'm using the canals, and this is perhaps the biggest one, is what they grant us right off the bat. And that will have to go to the water supply. Whoops, water. I can remember which one I'm after. This one here. There we go. And we've begun our long and harsh journey of creating a set of canals that will eventually do us a lot better on our water. It's going to be a long and harsh journey on this. I figure one more episode tonight after this one. Maybe, if I can find what it is I'm looking after. So we're going to have one that's going to go straight and one that's going to curve away back uphill, seemingly. Before straightening out. Take out that one that I did do extraneously. So one of these needs to get across over here, and that's the high one. And he's going to go kind of this angle right here. Come down, grab that watermill one. And this is going to be our little bit more interesting canal. Or least interesting, I should say, canal of the batch. At least for what we're doing right away. Not planning on having this be something fast, something terrifying. This is just something we're building slowly but surely as part of the character of the community. So those end walls are acting like my little floodgate controls would if I had those. Gonna do at least one little park type section there and one here. These are more about being able to get to your controls than it is anything else. Alright, with this setup, now we need to get a rough idea as to where the various canals are going to cross. This one's going to stay pretty much to this side until we get down a little bit further. Then we'll drop him down. This one's going to service this area right through here. Oops. Some of these, as you can see, didn't quite work out as well as I intended. There we go. And with the first canal in, we've got an idea as to where things are going to run, kind of. So now I can kind of build in a farm section here. And unlike others, I tend to take and run a farm section right down to the wire. There we go. And we have a need for a cemetery. We gotta kind of figure out where we want to put that. I'm kind of figuring we'll set it to this side of the river. What the heck? And while this is prime territory, we're going to come over to this side, back him out of ways, and do it like a service road. There we go. Getting everything put in, slowly building up this city is going to take time. Some people say we ain't got time. I say we got nothing but time nowadays. And this one's going to cut this in half. Kind of like that. And we can bring a stream in that way and say that that's adding to the regulated water, or out of a pond or something like that. So that's our first few steps here. We're doing just a quick little game. Like I said, this here is my version of Sandy. It's not the real one. Don't use me for navigation, ever. You'll be lost in a heartbeat. And kind of what I'm doing right there is just getting a rough idea as to where that canal is going to kind of go and wind up functioning. Through this community. And we're going to show that it's a buried canal for quite a bit of a distance. In case you're wondering, I'm just trying to take and show that the canals are often at a higher level than the streams that flow under them, unless it's one of the few streams like the one we were showing back here a ways on the other guy that are going to flow into that. And here's another such spot where we're diverting off and adding to our flow. And there are many of these kind of things around the valley. I just don't know as if everybody notices them. And there we go. A connecting setup. Oh, wrong direction. And some people may wonder why I'm using those end pieces. Again, there's control gates all along, little dams that say, hey, this can be floating at this time and this can't. And one thing that comes with all this are some really weird lots. Like the small park green right there. All right. And now with everything more or less in place, we can start a couple of little changes that we're doing to start expanding the community. And yes, there's trees like that along the canal because the canals leak through their sides and bottoms, and that feeds the trees. And those trees provide enough shade to reduce the amount of evaporation to a small extent. And yes, this is a kind of a eye candy heavy game that I'm playing, but I don't care. The world may not be this pretty, but we could always wish it was. Moved. I hate it when I twitch just as I'm clicking. There we go. And now we've got the beginnings of our little community called Sandy, the downtown portion. We'll be back here at a later point. I think 26 minutes is more than enough. Hey guys, thanks for your likes, shares, subscriptions. And I have noticed you guys out there that are joining in. I just caught myself pointing at the screen. And I don't even have a camera. At least not one link to the vids. Thanks for your subscriptions. I never really thought I'd get more than friends and family. And was just doing this for the love of the game, so. Or games in this case, because SimCity and Simutrans are my two big loves on games. There is one other, but I don't play cribbage on computer. I prefer a human foe, and I prefer a deck of cards in my hands. Well, I'm going to finish out this little bit, and as we're leaving, you'll see the last bits of one of the many water features that are going to be in the sandy area. The canals, the streams, all that are going to be coming in over this next little while. Hey, I'm CaliJack. I hope you have a better day than I'm having.